breath, probably stank all this dog talking. Boy, you think this is a game? You ain't on my level. Dunk on a nigga ass like I'm Anthony Edwards. Fell in love with drugs. I'm locked in with the plug. Fit Louis bag stuck. 250K in dubs. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. Let's get into trade recap time. I think I accidentally made my own model, which is kind of funny to be honest. But let's talk about freaking trade recap because today was honestly really, really choppy. Not choppy. I lied. Today was not choppy. Today price delivered to my draw and liquidity pretty smoothly, but I got stopped down the process. So let's talk about it. So coming into today, um, okay. So coming into today, if we look at the higher time frames, right, we can see that we are still in this. Well, we were right coming in today. We were into this in this gap. Um, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? Exit. Okay. So coming in today, let's take out executions. Coming in today, I was actually bearish. Why you may ask? So coming in today, we did not inverse this gap. However, with the way order flow has been looking like on the hourly, this was honestly technically like my setup just on the higher time frame. Literally, like we didn't have an SMT obviously, but however we did literally have like PD arrays filmed, and then we had an order block filled in the order block, and then literally, well, honestly, it could be a CISD to be honest, and then a retap into that, and then literally stops literally like right above this. This is on the higher time frame though, like right above here. I probably would have got stopped out, but price would have like eventually like freaking drawn towards, but that's not the point. Anyways, um, if you look at the higher time frames, I was honestly bearish. Why are you saying bearish? Mainly when we were forming into the hourly 4 hour gap. On the hourly, we had displaced heavily, and with displacing heavily, I was like, okay, right here. Honestly, you can honestly count this swing low as the microstructure shift, but to be honest, I'll really count like both of these to be honest, because this is like a more cleaner one. Although this is more clean, but it's really up to you, personal preference. With that in mind, I was like, okay, we completely broke out of this whole range, going on the opposite way that we were originally going, right? And with that in mind, I was like, okay, what did we create in that process? We created a 1 hour gap. And with that 1 hour gap, I was like, okay, let's map out certain scenarios that we have on the hourly and on the 30 minute. We had 1 hour lows. Well, we had London session lows that we ended up coming off of and sweeping. That created a bullish SMT on ES and Nasdaq. And with that SMT in mind, we also had this 30-minute gap right here. Well, this hourly gap is basically on every bigger time frame. Um, One scenario that I had was, okay, we inverse this inverse gap. We inverse this gap right here, which we did on ES as well with this SMT, and then from there we just start seeing heavy displacement, inverting this gap, and then just seeing my model, like one of my models, like a 5 minute PD array with a 1 minute entry with 3 minute balanced price action to either midnight open, previous day, not previous day highs, but London session highs or Asia session highs. That was one of my scenarios. We in fact did not get that. We did not get any clean price. Well, we did get clean price action. We just did not get any price action. Well, displacement, clean displacements. How I clean valid invalidations and displacements as I wanted to these draws and liquidity. But however, I was bearish coming into today because I was like, if this hourly is going to hold, I want this low on ES taken, or on Nasdaq revisited, or on ES taken, this London session low, right? So with that in mind, I was like, okay, let's see what we have. Coming in the market open, we had this SMT. Like I was still not fading this SMT. Like you do not fade SMTs. They literally will tell you where market is going. We ended up having news at 10. This is literally what stopped me out, but we'll get into that later. So we ended up creating this 15-minute SMT, and we ended up inverting this gap. So we're now in bullish order flow. However, we are in this gap. We are resisting strongly on this gap. So I'm like, okay, looks like we want to stay low. This SMT is probably going to start being, you know, it's going to be a bit dragful, but we'll just see how everything holds on. So with that in mind, I ended up scrolling down into the 5 minute, and what do we have on the 5 minute? We literally have a gap. We started inverting this gap, so I was like, okay, if we can close below this range, or even below this range, I'll look for a short. What did we do? We closed below this range. It was really okay. Whoa, was really short, but we ended up literally closing below that swing low. And we ended up closing below this range as well. So these could honestly be counted for like breaker structures. And I was like, okay, bet. We have this 5-minute PD array. We have clean displacement towards, bear side. I think we're going to want to come for this low again and potentially even go back higher. Um, so on the 3-minute, what do we do? Literally scale down, balance price action. There's no imbalances, no inversions whatsoever. 1 minute, what did we do? Literally look for a 1-minute entry. What did we have? We had a 1-minute order block, and just literally, I mean, this could technically be a CISD, but we had a 1-minute order block, and then with that, I was literally waiting for either an order block or an imbalance entry. We ended up getting an order block entry, and then from there, boom. Entered, literally got displacement, not displacement. Entered, literally got rejections out of that order block, so we were in ticks and profit for a good chunk of the time. Literally, we were 1R in profit for a good amount of like minutes. Until news came out. News came out was literally bearish. When I learned how to read news, this news should be bearish. Good for the currency, good for the dollar. That means bad for the Nasdaq, bad for the S&P. I'm not sure why news came on all of a sudden. Drizzy wants to come on and just just literally just nut all over my screen and stop me out in the process, because I was actually moving my stops, because I originally had a 2R right here, and I was moving my stops to below. This is where my whole trade would have been invalidated, right? Trade idea would have been invalidated. So I was like, damn, okay, well, we just did that. And with that in mind, I was like, damn, we got stopped out. This would have been like my break-even point. I only went in with one con. Would have been break-even, then the rest would have trailed until we hit my low. And then I was already thinking, I was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna be patient and just wait to see what price wants to do from here, because maybe we want to just break out of this structure, right? Maybe we want to break out of this structure and then continue to go higher, right? That was another one of my scenarios that I had originally mapped out literally before market even opened. I was like, okay, maybe if we break out of this whole like range and we keep on going higher, we'll go to these other draws liquidity, right? With that in mind, I was like, damn, okay, let's stay patient. Let's see what market wants to give us. Literally waited for a couple more minutes. I go on the 5-minute, and this is where things start to get juicy. Very, very juicy. We ended up creating this gap on ES. We ended up invalidating it. So I'm like, okay, right, if we want to be bullish, like officially bullish, I want to see this get breaking above, and I want to see this PD array to hold on Nasdaq. I want to see this hold on Nasdaq, right? And it's the same thing on ES. I want to see that hold on both indexes. We end up creating an internal SMT on the 1-minute, right? And this is part of literally my model. Like I need to see an SMT somewhere for my trade to literally be almost 100% valid, right? So with that in mind, I was like, okay, we have this internal SMT. What are we doing? Wow, this gap is disgusting. I was like, okay, we have this 1-minute internal SMT, right? What are we doing here? Like genuinely, like what are we doing, right? I come to find out on the 5-minute, we technically like not we didn't technically inverse this gap, however, but we ended up creating a 5-minute SMT. And if you guys know, wicks tell the story, body due to damage. No, wicks due to damage, bodies tell the story, right? Wicks did the damage. What did we create on top of that? We created a 5-minute SMT on top of that 1-minute SMT. So that 1-minute SMT was leading for a whole 5-minute SMT. With that in mind, I was like, whoa, we're probably about to have something juicy. My draws are probably about to get taken here. I scroll on the 1-minute, 3-minute, we're already balanced. We inverse this gap on the 3-minute, right? This gap has already been inversed on the 3-minute, not on the 5-minute. But if it's inversed already on the 3-minute, that's good confirmation for me. On the 1-minute, what did we have? We had a range of order blocks. This was technically a CISD. This was a break above this structure right here. And after this, I wanted to retap into this order block. And what did we get? We got literally a retracement back into the order block. Literally after that, clean displacement. Entry could have been technically right here. Stops literally above this order block high. Like above this whole range is where the whole trade idea would have been invalidated. On top of that, we had the SMT. And then right after that, what did we have? Literally clean displacement to my draw on liquidity. Obviously I didn't enter because I was technically done, and I think learning from this, if I see the model appear again, I'll just take it, to be honest, because literally it would have played out very, very good, very, very good, to be honest. Well, usually I would have entered from here, to be honest. It doesn't matter if I'm in drawdown for a little bit. Stops would have been right above here, wherever I had that 6R. That was literally would have been like my actual like key entry. Hold on. Okay, right here. Right here. This literally would have been my key entry. Boom. As soon as I get that invert, tap into, boom. And then from there, it would have been literally game time. Honestly, would have trailed my stops literally to break even after this clean displacement, break even. And then from there, I would have started trailing in profit. And literally did the math correctly. If I started to trail in profit, stop loss would have been right here, then 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 right here. Then I probably would have got stopped out right here at like 1029, and that would have been at a 4R. So that would have been crazy. Not really crazy, but um, literally my model just played out. We touched the load that I wanted the load to get touched on. Pause. Um, we hit the load that I wanted to on ES, and with that was the reason why we had this nice reversal. And we ended up creating an SMT literally in the mix as well. Boom. And literally, yeah, that is pretty much how my model literally played in. I think it's Justin's model, Justin Warline's model, or like something similar. But it's crazy because like I've been trading this for literally like quite a minute ever since I developed like I'm not gonna even leave my Discord. Ever since I developed the strategy, I've been seeing this appear way more than ever. So I've just been like literally taking it, and it seems like something that I've just been like I haven't really seen anyone take it, but like when I look at Justin's recaps, I'm like, whoa, this is insanely similar. He literally has the SMT, bigger time frame, like literally bigger time frame draws, internal, external. He has imbalances getting ran through. He has another tap into either CISD or another for Valley Gap or another like one like lower internal PD array, and then from there just displacement. Then he enters, and I'm like, whoa, that is literally like exactly similar to like my uh model strategy, whatever you want to call it. Um, but yeah, other than that, today was a losing day. But if you guys have been paying attention to the last trade recaps, I've literally just been on a streak. Although my orders have not just been getting filled, I've been on a streak, so I'm kind of happy. And I was kind of due for a loss, anyways. Today I had a feeling I was gonna lose soon. I was like, damn, I do not want to feel myself, so I want a loss to be coming soon, to be honest. And we ended up getting that loss. So the first day I used market orders, first day back, I got a loss. I'm not really too stressed about it because I know my model appeared literally again, and then boom, he literally delivered to the draw. So I can't really be upset about it if I knew like my low, like if I knew internally what I wanted to be taken was taken. I'm actually really happy about that. So I mean, it's really just with due time and really just with more back testing, due time, more executions, it will start to align. But I mean, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the recap. We'll post more TikToks about this later. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Monday. Be safe. Love you guys. Peace.